things from my mother's closet. As you can see, I got into her little jewelry box. And I'm having a ball in here. I got my beet smoothie. I don't know if you can see it. Look at that. I'm getting this colon right for the new year. Anyway, let's get into this Real Housewives of Beverly Hills review. The episode opens up with Erica Jane, hey sis, discussing the issues that she was having with Dorit with her creative director, Mikey. First of all, who would wear panties under a Malaire runway dress? Erica talks about how Dorit gave her these cute, but shady panties as a gift because her husband PK allegedly saw her vagina. And Erica brought up some very valid points. Why wouldn't he say something? Why wouldn't you say something? And, she's not going to be able to go around him after this anymore because it's very weird and awkward that not only did your husband stare at her vagina, her bare vagina, which is a lie. I don't think he saw anything. But the fact that he, alleges that he saw it and then you and him went back and discussed it in your kitchen, something not right. And if I was Erica Jane, I would feel awkward too. Like, why are y'all talking about my vagina? Like, what? Say something. Be a dude and be... talk to your wife and be like, yo, I can see your girl's coochie. But he didn't say anything, and they just went home and had like a whole dialogue about it. And, Erica handled that situation with Dorit very, very well. Because it wouldn't have been me. You give me them panties, they going back in your eye. Don't play with me. Shut. Then we cut back over to PK and Dorit's house. And, Dorit and PK are getting dressed for some dinner party that they're having. And Dorit asked PK about her dress. Does she think that it's too short? Darling, what do you think? Is it too short? And PK, oh, it's a lot longer than Erica Jane's. First of all, you're going to stop coming for my girl, Erica. And Dorit, I don't know why you have an issue with her and not your husband. He was mesmerized by her vagina. You need to speak to him and be like, wait a minute. You drooling over that coochie that you don't have and you got this one at home. What's wrong? Deal with him and stop letting him tear her down. Oh, girl, you and your husband are looking like a fool on this show. I don't think I'll see you next season. And it's your own fault. Then we get more of Dorit and this geriatric house party that we didn't need. Like, everybody at the house party is a good 92. A good 92. See, this is why I want to have my own money. You know what I mean? Like, I've never been that girl that has wanted to marry into old money because it looks classist and boring as hell. That party was so dry, so boring, so old. And I'm like, Dorit, you just turned 40. This should not be your community. Oh, get your own money, ladies, and live the life you want. Because look at Dorit. She done married into this. She had to change the way she speaks, the way she thinks, her point of view. When homegirl called herself upper middle class, what? That don't exist. You are the one or the other. There is no such middle to upper class. What? No, sis, you grew up middle class and you was probably bougie. That's the problem. You was probably one of them families that was on some public assistance, but you and your mother going around to the nearest Canal Street and getting some of them fake bags and acting like you got money. That's what that was. But don't sit up there and lie and say middle to upper class. That don't exist. It's one or the other. One or the other. There is no in between. See? Get your own money, ladies. Get your own money. This is 2017. This is the year of the woman. Get your own money. Then our favorite Energizer Bunny, Lisa Rinna, shows up in a fabulous little gold top. Is that a part of your line? Girl, because I wasn't feeling them shawls from last week, but if that shirt is a part of your line, I may just check out the Home Shopping Network. She starts talking about her issues with Lisa. I think PK brings it up. And then like some dude that looks like he was the leader of Heaven's Gate starts chiming in, and he starts talking about stuff that nobody knows what he's talking about. He first started talking about Lisa and her issues with Vanderpump, and then it just went to something else. And I was like, see, this is how them rich white people get caught up in cults. Because he was talking about absolutely nothing, but he looked like he's some kind of rich white Beverly Hills guru, and he takes them people money and tell them that if they, give him all this money, they can live on planet Crystal away from the poor minorities. You see what I'm saying? He is probably a scammer. Great skin, though, for him to be that old. Is he contouring? Then PK starts grilling Rinna and, just telling her what she should do about the situation with Lisa. And anytime Lisa tries to speak up on her situation, he shuts her down. And even she mentioned it. She was just like, he completely shut me down. Listen, husbands of the housewives. We are tuning in for the wives. We are not tuning in for you. Stay in the man's place. Stay in a husband's place. Get out of their business. I mean, must there be a Peter on every housewife franchise? You do not have a diamond, so you should not have an opinion. Oh my goodness, go watch the game. Isn't there a game of footy on that PK can watch instead of minding all the housewives' business? He is irking. And Dorit, get your own mind. I guess because Lisa wanted to get out of the situation of her and Lisa Vanderpump, I guess she was trying to like steer the conversation away from her. She brings up Eileen. You have to be some type of soulless meat suit to have an issue with a person who has lost multiple people in the span of a year, not sharing it with other people. PK and Dorit start going in on Eileen, and Dorit, I told you, Eileen is not the one to mess with. Homegirl don't play. You need to walk lightly around her because I'm telling you, she's being very nice. She's being very chill. But when Miss Eileen goes in for the kill, it's not a game. She had Lisa Vanderpump shaking in the boots. It's not a game. You better leave her alone. Start policing Eileen's grief and saying that what she did was self. Like, how does your mind even go to that? When somebody says, oh, this person lost 6 people in the span of a year, how do you get upset at that person and say, oh, they're selfish? Because you're holding that in and judging other people about how you grieve and they don't even... What, PK? What? You know what? Couples like that, and this always happens on these reality TV shows, especially the Housewife franchise. Couples like that who are so negative towards other people and band together to like tear people down and act like they're this perfect, in-tune couple have the most issues. I'm not saying that their marriage is going to break up. I'm just saying if Dorit is on this show, keep watching. Keep watching. Something in the water ain't clean. And we head on over to the Valley because, listen, I'm from LA. Well, I live in LA. And let me tell you something. Kyle don't live in no Beverly Hills. No tea, no shade. Just facts. Anyway, we head on over to Kyle's house and she's sitting there having a conversation with that wonderful man of color, Mario, that she calls husband. Oh, and she's discussing their schedules and how he's getting really busy and she's really busy. And, you know, she just hates spending time away from him. Girl, I would too. I told you before, get that fine man off of TV because Mario was aging nicely. And no tea, no shade to everybody else in that cast. But let me tell you something. You all are aging. Mario isn't. It seems like he's getting darker and buffer. Girl, get him off of TV. Back at Eileen's home, first of all, she's wearing this really cute jumpsuit with a nice high pony. Yes, Eileen, you're coming in with the fashions. Now, normally this franchise of the Housewives, the Beverly Hills broads don't have the best style, in my opinion. But Eileen is doing good this season. She's doing good. That jumpsuit, where's that from? Tweet that out to the fans. I would like to know. She starts discussing, because Rinna called her and told her the things that PK and Dorit was saying about her at the dinner. Like a good friend should. That ain't no snitching, like a good friend should. If somebody's talking about me behind my back, let me know. And then I'm going to cut you out because I'm going to wonder why they feel comfortable enough to talk some mess about me in front of you. But that's a whole nother story. She's discussing this with her husband. You know, the husband just, listening and saying, what she needs to hear. But she talks about how she's going to confront Dorit. Dorit, I told you, leave Eileen alone. She is chill. She's calm. She's cool and collected. But when you get on the side of Eileen that you don't want to get on, girl, talk to Lisa. She probably put you up to this. Lisa probably put you up to this because she know that she can't go there with Eileen anymore. Girl, you're going to get ethered. You are going to get ethered by Eileen, the graceful goddess of daytime TV. But she going to ether the hell out of you. Stay woke. Then our girl, Erica Jane, and Rinna go to meet the new girl, Eden Sassoon. I'm old enough to remember Vidal Sassoon, but not like old enough to remember like the commercials, because people were talking about that he made jeans and all types of stuff. I don't remember that, but I do remember like a commercial, like there was some saying about Vidal Sassoon. I remember it, but it was maybe very vague. So maybe it was before my time or just not my community. I don't know. But I do know that her dad was like famous for hair stuff. That's what I do know. Then we have like this interjected scene of Kyle and Lisa Vanderpump going to a plastic surgeon to get work done. Long story short, we find out that Ken has a very small penis and that Kyle is starting to do stuff with her face because I called it. She's aging and her husband isn't. Listen, man, this is why you have to date your correct melanin partner, right? I know for me, I'm chocolate, right? So I'm going to age nicely. I am very aware that if I date somebody with a lighter complexion, they probably going to get to elderly before me. You have to take these things into consideration. Have to. Poor Kyle. But Mario loved you, girl. He don't seem like he going nowhere. I'm just saying. People are looking. You did good, girl. Rinna, Erica, and Eden finish up their little Pilates workout session. And then we get this really cute scene of Lisa going back to the eyeglass place where she met Harry. I really love that couple. Like, out of all these couples on the Housewife franchise, I believe the love of Lisa and Harry. I really do. And as someone who like lives and works in Hollywood, I'm inspired by that relationship because we focus so much, especially in Hollywood, on divorces and cheating spouses. We never really focus on the true love stories. And I feel like Lisa and Harry are a true love story and really something to aspire to because, you know, he loves her and she loves him and they do their best to make it work. I love that couple. And also, how old is Dwayne? Was that his name? That dude that was working at the store because Lisa was talking about like how he hired her or something. I'm just like, wait. He was working at that store back in the day and he still look a good 32? What's up? See, I'm telling you. Melanin, man. Melanin. So then Eileen and Dorit meet up for a little beach walk. But basically, it's like an Eileen confrontation because she wants to talk to Dorit and ask her why, you know, her husband felt the right to discuss her grieving process at their geriatric dinner party. Right out the gate, Dorit takes a shot at Erica Jane, who is not there to defend herself, by telling Eileen, thank you for wearing underwear. Dorit, girl, you know what? You are good TV because I tune in every week just to see if this is going to be the episode where they snatch your wig. Because, honey, you are going to get cussed out. If you don't get cussed out or get this work this season, you're going to get it at the reunion. They watching all this stuff back and taking notes. And I'm telling you, beware Eileen and Erica Jane. Oh, she going to read you. She going to read you right. And Eileen is going to read you the way you should be read in a way that you won't even know that you're being read until you check back on Twitter or until you watch the video back and be like, what did she just say about me, darling? Girl, you better watch out. While Eileen is discussing with Dorit the conversation or the information that she got back from Lisa Rinna about the conversation that they had about her at the dinner party, Dorit gets instant amnesia. Now, at first when I saw it, I was just like, girl, how dare you? Like, it wasn't that long ago. We all had cameras there. I was upset with her at first, but then I was just like, you know what? This is really smart. When a hater confronts you about some mess that you done said, if you can't back it up, just act like you forgot. Genius. Be like, what? Did I say that? I wasn't even there. I think I was in Senegal. No, I wasn't in Philly at that time. Really? I never said that. Is there a picture? Is there video? Because I don't recall. That's what I'm going to do from now on. I don't recall. I'm going to pull, just like Mariah Carey. I don't know her. I'm going to pull a Dorit. I don't recall. It was all a blur, darling. Girl, it was a day ago. However, I will say this. Dorit looked a little lit at that dinner. So maybe she really didn't remember. Her eyes were huge. Like her pupils were huge. So I don't know if it was the liquor or, you know, coke. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because it's like, listen, that's a rich white people recreational drug. So maybe it was that. I'm just saying she looked like she was through the roof and over the moon. Then Erica, Jane, Eden, Sassoon, and Lisa Rinna go out to lunch after they have the little workout session. And they just start, you know, talk and catch up. And this is the scene that really introduces her to us to Eden, because I didn't even know Vidal Sassoon had kids. You know, I had no idea. Like, I don't really know him outside of like hair. So she gives us the audience, a little background on her. And she had a sister who died of a drug overdose, and she became friends. Her sister was friends with Kyle's sister, Kim, and she was an actress as well. And they worked on a movie set, and I guess that's where they all got, like, this one movie set was where they all got addicted to drugs. And I'm just like, wow, you know, as a middle class, as a middle to upper class person, you think that because people have money, you know, you think because they're not struggling to pay their bills, that their lives are somehow better. Whew. One thing the Real Housewives of any place that they have filmed that has showed me is that money don't buy you happiness. Money don't solve all your problems and issues. Because I'm pretty sure that if Vidal Sassoon, if he's still with us, if he could trade in his money for his daughter's life, he would. It's just so sad, man. Money can't buy you happiness or class, Countess Luann. And Kyle goes to Maurizio. Or is it Mario? What is his name? I think it's Maurizio. I've been calling him Mario this whole time. I don't care. I'm going to just call him the fine brown man. She goes to his office where his daughters are working with him. And she brings them all lunch. And they just, again, start to discuss how busy they are. This scene was not really that important, but I did want to talk about it because I feel like Kyle and Maurizio are very smart. I feel like this is a couple who really use this platform of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to launch them both. Because if you go back to the first season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Kyle will let you know in every scene that they are broke and struggling, you know, like Hollywood broke. Because you got to have a lot of money to survive in Hollywood. Anyway, she's always discussing their issues and how they don't have the money, how they can't do these things, how all of her friends are richer than her. Now they're doing really good. You know, she's about to do a show with the producers of Shameless. That's huge. She's opening up like her 4th store. Mario started off where he was just answering calls in his kitchen about real estate, and now he has like, what, 11 offices? They use this reality TV show promotion or check right. This is what you should do. If you're going to get on this show, bear your life and act a fool and, you know, cut up for some coins, then you better profit off of it tremendously. And Kyle and Maurizio have done that. This is how you work the reality TV show game. Take notes. So then we go over to our girl Camille. And is she back on this show? I don't know. I hope they don't bring her back like they brought Faye Resnick on. Like, cause I really would have liked to have seen Faye Resnick as a housewife. She was like a part of a storyline a few times, but she really wasn't on the show as like a housewife. And I would have been interested to see her story because no tea, no shade. I know more about Faye Resnick than I do the other housewives because of OJ. Listen, if you are an 80s baby or a 90s baby or whatever, or kid, then you know every detail about the OJ case, because if you were anything like my school, which everybody was, we did not learn anything in school. All we did was watch that case. I remember watching that case from like 4th to 6th period in every different class. I would go to English, I would go to math. Every teacher had that on. So I know everything about that OJ case. So Faye Resnick like sticks in my mind. So I feel like she should be on the show. I think she has an interesting storyline. I don't know what producer she pissed off because they just will not bring her on. They'll bring her on as Kyle's friend, but she's interesting and she's messy. So I don't know why they won't bring her on. I hope they don't bring Camille on that way because I like Camille and I would like to, you know, see her life after Kelsey. So if y'all going to bring her on right. Don't have her be like the friend or sidekick and have her in like little storylines and arguments. Don't do that. She was a housewife. Give her full respect or none. No, that's not right. Full honor. Give her full honor or respect her enough to let her go. So all the ladies gather at Camille's beautiful home. Beautiful home, Camille. Yes. With that ex-wife coin. So they all gather there and they're, you know, eating and having a good time. And Dorit brings up Erica. You know, I am firmly convinced that you, Dorit, poor girl, you are going to get cussed out to the high heavens by Erica Jane at this reunion because you have come for her in every scene that you've been in for no reason whatsoever. Like, we know why you're doing it because you want to stay on this show. But I'm just letting you know she is watching, she is taking notes, and girl, she is going to come for you at this reunion. And I will be tuning in because you deserve it. She's done nothing to you and you deserve it. Anyway, Dorit brings up Kyle and then she turns her issues over to Eileen because Camille brings up their little walk confrontation that they had. Go ahead, Camille, stir in the pot. See, bring her on fully. Don't do this with Camille. Please don't do this with her. She deserves better. Dorit and Eileen start discussing it back and forth, and Dorit is being very aggressive with Eileen. And that's when I realized, as a viewer who has been watching this, since the beginning, that Dorit has walked into a place where she don't want to go with Eileen. Because Eileen said this, very calmly, I feel like Dorit is trying to make me a problem. Now, I don't know where Eileen is from, but I'm from the hood of Philadelphia. When somebody makes a statement like that, that is letting the person know you've reached a limit with me. Like when black people say, you don't want no problems. What we're basically saying is, I am holding back my aggression right now with you who are picking at me. But if you pick long enough, you gonna get this problem, this work. So Eileen is simply saying, she's trying to make me a problem. I'm not right now. But if she keep it going, I'ma be a problem. That's what Eileen is saying. Y'all better read between the lines. Read between the lines. She is doing her best to be very classy with Dorit. But she gonna keep on poking, and she gonna get what that Lisa Vanderpump got. It's not a game with Miss Eileen. Next week is going to be a continuation of this episode, which is good. I didn't think that this was a filler episode. I felt like it was a starter. I felt like this episode was a starter of the conflicts that we're going to be seeing throughout the season, because next week, Dorit tried to come for Eileen again, and Eileen gets her together. And man, I'm just, Dorit, this is going to be the season of you getting your wig snatched, your edges snatched. They're going to be snatching everything off of you, sis. But it's going to be good TV. See you next week.